Hi, I'm Julie Bogart. I'm the founder and creator of Brave Writer, which is a program that teaches writing and language arts and homeschooling to families. I'm so glad you're here on my channel. I hope that you will like and subscribe. Today, I want to talk about an important topic. AI is everywhere. Artificial intelligence is suddenly becoming like the main thematic topic of the day. And when we think about education, there is a lot of anxiety happening in parents. Are we preparing our kids for a future where they'll even have a job? Is AI going to ruin their ability to critically think or be creative or generate a whole ream of ideas and thoughts that are truly their own? Will AI be helpful or will it be harmful? That's the question parents are asking. And I wanted to start just by sharing that I have had an interesting relationship to AI already. I turned myself into a digital clone, and I had the capacity to create a version of myself where I could upload my own writing and let this voice and face of me communicate those ideas without having to do makeup and hair and a new outfit and a new background. I thought, oh, this will save me so much time. Interestingly, from the time I did that recording to the time when I should have been using that image and that voice that was mine, I had kind of an about face. What hit me was the more of us who do that, the more we are losing contact with the personal connection that happens between a live voice and face, even if it's recorded on video, and the person doing the listening like you are right now. And then I got to thinking about the way AI appears to give us this turbo boost, this wonderful language generation. If you don't know, for instance, how to write an obituary or a resume, you can just input the information and it spits out a version that is fairly polished and feels useful. That use of AI can feel almost magical. It's so quick and the writing feels so smooth. But when we're talking about being a person who is educated, one of the things we want to be able to do is to have the self confidence to represent our own ideas without that extra assist. And the reason that's important is that our sense of identity and self are tied to the thinking we do for ourselves. Now, let's be clear. All of us are thinking based on ideas we've heard or read or seen other places. We are forming our own sort of academic, educational, personal stew of ideas, and we're funneling those ideas through our experience in order to be the unique perspective of a person that each of us is. Where I find AI a little daunting, especially right now for parents who are trying to bring education to their kids, is that our children are being seduced into a belief that if something is well written and smooth and perfectly punctuated, that that is superior than the raw, risky writing that would come from their own insides. And there's a reason they believe this. It's because school trains them to believe it. When kids go to write, they are writing for an audience of one who is an evaluator, not a reader, whose sole goal is to find fault, to find what's missing. Now, occasionally a teacher will give a compliment. I'm not saying that, but the evaluation is the goal. Not reading for pleasure, not reading to gain deeper insight, not reading because we're curious about the way that child's mind works, as much as we are interested in checking a box that says this child understood the goals of the assignment and executed them adequately. When that is the goal of the writing, students are easily tempted to want to use AI. Why wouldn't you? But what if that wasn't the goal? What if the goal for your kids when they wrote was to be read? And here's what I know about kids: they want to be heard, seen, and read. How do I know this? Because the moment the internet threw open their doors, kids were some of the first users through those doors. They created live journals, MySpaces, Tumblr accounts. They got involved in discussion boards. They joined Reddit. Today, they have Discords, TikToks, Instagram accounts, YouTube channels, and they even have their own private messaging groups with their best friends or their online gaming communities. Kids are not afraid of writing. They actually love self expression and they want to do the research to sound credible and interesting to their peers. What they're not interested in is writing essays for evaluation by an audience of one who has the power to hurt their feelings or ruin their opportunities. But give kids a microphone or an opportunity to share their thoughts in writing in a place where other readers are interested in what they have to say. Why would they go to AI for that? That's literally the opposite of the goal of those spaces. Discussion boards thrive because someone puts out an idea and someone else is motivated to read it and write back. I wrote about this actually in my book, Help My Kid Hates Writing. And I talk more about this power of writing back and the way that we can AI proof our kids so that they use it when they do effectively and it doesn't undermine their writing voice. It actually gives them what they're looking for, which is a little bit of an assist in research, to use it in a way to double check their spelling or to make sure the format's right. We never want kids to associate artificial intelligence with artificial personal insight. Insight comes from lived experience, reading, conversations, and curiosity. And we want to keep those alive in our kids for as long as possible. And we do that by being interested readers and listeners, not evaluators. If you want to know more about the way Brave Writer approaches writing and our 25-year history of successfully helping kids find their voices, check out the links below in the description and make a comment. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in today.